As a family, we got together and headed to Las Vegas, the mirage in the desert. We headed to Vegas to celebrate Mom's birthday and our parents' 40th wedding anniversary. Along with the celebrations, we of course jam-packed our days with some fine dining and exploring the city's famous hotels and casinos, prominent spots and iconic landmarks. We also took a day trip to visit the magnificent Grand Canyon and the Hoover Dam. And of course, it is not Vegas without one trying their luck.
We're here to win.
In this two-part video, come with us to experience our short family trip to the popular and entertaining city of Las Vegas. On a pleasant July morning, we took our flight to Las Vegas from Calgary International Airport. We took off from green Calgary and flew across the US and over some stunning sceneries. With about 3 hours of flight time, we landed in sunny and hot Las Vegas, clearly seeing the famous strip at a distance.
Meri Benali. Thank you. Oh, come on, you might actually be in a video. It usually doesn't happen for us.
We took our cab to our hotel, where we stayed for the next 3.5 days.
If you call me.
We stayed at the New York Hotel, which has a spectacular decor of the famous city.
If you call me.
We checked in and put our luggage in our rooms. The first thing we did was to explore the remarkable replica of the New York streets located in the hotel itself.
Happy birthday to me.
We then lured ourselves into the casino and tried our luck. We were in Vegas after all. With short rounds at the casino, we headed to see the nearby chocolate stores. We began with the Hershey's Chocolate World located inside New York. We saw the store's main feature, which was the sculpture of the Statue of Liberty. The statue is made out of 800 pounds of Hershey's milk chocolate. On the top floor, they have another Statue of Liberty, but this one is made out of Twizzlers. We then departed from New York and headed to the M&M store, which was across the street. We went through all the 4 levels of the 28,000 square foot store. We definitely got to see the abundant M&M's chocolate and merchandise and got to explore the history and the constant development of the famous chocolate. later, we went next door to see the Coca-Cola store. After seeing the candy and the pop stores, we headed back to the hotel and got ready for dinner for our family celebrations. By late afternoon, we got ready and we were looking forward to dinner. We took an Uber and drove along the strip to the Encore Las Vegas. The Encore certainly showcases its upscale flair with its elaborate chandeliers on the ceiling and its butterfly mosaics on the floor. And it had some great peacock displays. We dined at Encore's signature restaurant, Sinatra. As the name already shows, it pays homage to one of America's famous singer and actor, Frank Sinatra. We were in Sinatra for some fine dining and to celebrate Mom's birthday and Mom and Dad's anniversary. The staff was really nice to acknowledge Mom's birthday and our parents' anniversary. They also gave personal cards to celebrate the occasion. It was then time to pick our drinks and our main course. And the drinks and food were I must say it was fine dining indeed, and the atmosphere and the decor were just marvelous.
And now it's time for dessert.
My dear. Thank you. Thank you. So give us a shot. It's a little vanilla panna cotta for you.
Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you.
For the table. Thank you.
Also, this is the vanilla panna cotta.
Thank you.
Mom and Dad really enjoyed their celebrations with their family at this exclusive place. With that, it was time to drive through the strip and head back to New York, New York. The next morning, we got ready to go and see the Grand Canyon and the Hoover Dam.
It's time for our next adventure.
We had booked our tour and had to catch our bus on the other side of the street at the MGM Grand Resort. Early morning, we walked past the empty slots, the street, and the Statue of Liberty. We then reached the MGM Grand and got on our bus. Being a nature lover, I was very much looking forward to seeing the Grand Canyon. The bus drove us through the strip and we stopped along the way to get other guests. Within a short time, we were on the highway and into the desert.
Well, welcome to the desert. Nobody lives here. Oh, I take that back. The animals live here and the fugitives that we encounter.
As we drove from Nevada into Arizona, we drove past some magnificent desert scenery. We also went through a remote desert town which somehow housed a very unique restaurant. After a 4-hour drive, we spotted the Grand Canyon. Coming from Las Vegas, we went to the Grand Canyon West. We used the provided shuttle services which took us from one point to the next and back to the starting point. As we entered the Grand Canyon West, we entered a federally recognized Native American reserve. The proud indigenous people have lived here since the late 1800s. Before exploring our first point, we opted to get lunch, which was provided with our tour. After lunch, we headed to see the spectacular Eagle Point. We clearly saw how the rock formation is shaped like an eagle spreading its wings.
Shady the Explorer.
After Eagle Point, we took a shuttle and headed to Guano Point. Guano Point is known for its rich natural beauty and historical significance. This point has breathless sceneries of the canyon and the Colorado River. This area is named after the bat guano, which was once mined here. In the early 20th century, the bat became a highly sought-after commodity due to its use as a fertilizer, which was rich in nitrogen. In 1930, a mining company discovered a substantial deposit of guano in a cave situated on the canyon's cliffs. To extract this resource, a tramway system was constructed, which included a cable system that transported workers and materials across the canyon. As the mining operations dwindled in the 1960s, the tramway was abandoned. With other tourists, we got to see the remnants of the remaining structure. Guano Point definitely offers breathtaking panoramic views of the Grand Canyon while also showcasing its link to indigenous groups and its unique industrial past. After a bit of rest, we headed back to the starting point.
Alright, one more hill, here we go. That is the Grand Canyon roller coaster. Ladies and gentlemen, why do cows use cowbells? Because the horns don't work.
Finishing with the Grand Canyon, we went back into the incredible desert and we were on our way to the Hoover Dam. On the way to the dam, we briefly stopped to admire the Joshua tree. The Joshua tree is an iconic plant native to the arid landscapes of this desert and is adapted to survive extreme temperatures, making it a symbol of resilience. We got to see its striking appearance with its unique, twisted and spiky branches. It is said that the name Joshua tree was given by early Latter-day Saint settlers as they saw the tree's outstretched branches resembling the biblical figure Joshua raising his arms in prayer. After spending our allocated time here, we ran back to get to the bus. We now headed to the Hoover Dam. We first got to see the dam as we were landing into Vegas. We then saw it as we drove by to get to the walkway overlooking the dam. After the bus parked, we walked to the walkway while quickly going through the dam's history. By this time, the temperatures really got high. We were in the midst of a heat wave in the hot desert in July. As such, it was a short and a quick look at the dam. Nevertheless, we got to see one of the most remarkable engineering achievements of the 20th century. The dam is certainly a symbol of American ingenuity and dedication. After the dam, our tour guide took us to a nearby town to briefly relax and observe the Bighorn Sheep of the desert. I was really fascinated to see the sheep which can survive in extreme and hot desert conditions. From my previous videos, you can see that we have similar Bighorn sheep in the Canadian Rockies, but they are adaptive to extreme cold temperatures. Wrapping up with the day tour, we headed back to Vegas. We drove again through various spots in the strip. We then got off at the MGM Grand. We walked through the hotel and through their busy casino. We then crossed the street and went back to New York, New York. This trip certainly had an exciting start. We were looking forward to the rest of the few days as we planned to explore downtown Las Vegas and some of the famous casinos and attractions at the Strip.